Code Geass, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I never finished Code Geass because whenever the table scene happened, my mom walked in on me watching it, and I tried to explain to her that I don't even know why she just did that. Like, I don't know why she just randomly did that. Like, that happened out of nowhere. There was no pre-existing context to make that acceptable, but it just happened, and it made me look like I was being a gooner when I was actually not. I was actually invested in the story, and somebody decided to get freaky with a corner of a table. How am I supposed to plan for that? How do I plan for that? You know what I'm saying?
Racist against rappers, they all look the same to him. They used to beg him not to egg him on Halloween. You told him holler back with the suede Pumas, dollar green. Nah, I mean, heat it up till the temperature tarball. Y'all just gawk like gargoyle.
You know, I've realized I haven't done a lot of anime related reactions on this channel. Let me make sure everything's understood. If the shelf of video game memorabilias and the two statues that kind of have fallen apart and I'm too lazy to try to fix, if that is any indication, you are looking at a big fat nerd, okay? I didn't say big fat stinky because hold on now. You know what I'm saying? Slow your roll. I got this video by Waves, the biggest anime fumbles, bro. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is about to be painful to watch. Oh yeah, also before we start the video, I just want to remind everybody that I do have a gaming channel. Well, bye, my nigga. And I'm uploading consistently over there. I'm doing horror games. I'm playing through old games, like the old games I have on my shelf. I think I just did a playthrough. I just did an episode of Sonic 06. They said this is one of the worst games of all time, and I'm gonna be honest, they were not lying. On to the video.
Anime is a big part of my life. In fact, it's probably a big part of everyone's life. Everyone and their mom definitely knows shows like Dragon Ball Z, Bleach, Naruto, One Piece, and all
the big
other shows.
Code Geass, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I never finished Code Geass because whenever the table scene happened, my mom walked in on me watching it, and I tried to explain to her that I don't even know why she just did that. Like, I don't know why she just randomly did that. Like, that happened out of nowhere. There was no pre-existing context to make that acceptable, but it just happened, and it made me look like I was being a gooner when I was actually not. I was actually invested in the story, and somebody decided to get freaky with a corner of a table. Like, how am I supposed to? I can't. How am I supposed to plan for that? How do I plan for that? You know what I'm saying?
Just had a heavy grip on a lot of people.
Damn, what the fuck?
Anime will never fail to entertain me. And plus,
I love Danganronpa.
There's a lot of different anime you can choose, from your shonens to your slice of life, to your psychological dramas, to your comedies, or even you sickos who watch anime with Sister Natal. You disgust me. Get out my sight, man.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that incest shit is kind of outrageous, but I do be watching the first couple of episodes because I like to see if it's crazy.
Your comedies, or even you sickos who watch anime with Sister Natal. You disgust me. Get out my sight, man. But the point is, anime is inclusive for everyone, and the majority of animes between the early 2000s to like 2019 was when anime was on a generational run. But we're comparing this to some of the anime coming out today. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, man. Anime don't hit the same no more. This shit ass now, low key. Now I'm not saying there's
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. This year has been kind of underwhelming because we went through like 3 years of peak, bro. It was like what? It was back to back Solo Leveling, One Punch Man when with Garu coming out, Bleach, the 1,000-Year Blood War was going stupid. You know what I'm saying? We was getting Attack on Titan. We went through. Well, Chainsaw Man dropped. I mean, right now we got Kaiju number 8. Kaiju number 8 is pretty fire. I like the trash anime. I think it's called Gengen. I can't pronounce that damn name. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's been a couple of good ones, but like the days of like it basically taking over the internet is not really here no more. Like, remember when Demon Slayer dropped? Remember when My Hero dropped? Like, yeah, nah.
No good anime coming out at all. We got Heat dropping this year, like Kaiji number 8 season 2, Underdog season 2, a Demon
how did I not pronounce Don and the Demon Slayer movie? Yeah.
Slayer movie. Even though I haven't watched that show in 2 years, shit, I exactly know where I left off. The Mist was stuck in a war bubble. He's cooked it. And My Hero's getting his final season. But the greatest anime of them all coming out this year is Rent a Girlfriend season 4. Are you?
Yeah, you done lost your fucking mind, bro. What? Oh my god. I could not stand that shit.
Joking, you know how long I've been waiting for this? All gooners, rise up and give yourself a round of applause. Kazuya is about to fumble again. This is what we've been waiting for. But none of these
Kazuya's got to be one of the worst main characters I've ever seen, bro.
even came close to the last 5 to 10 years of what anime had people in a complete chokehold. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. With how most of these animes had some people going crazy for them.
Even JoJo's Part 6 was like, it didn't receive as much internet hype as like whenever Part 5 was coming out, you know. Oh my god, Golden Wind, dude. Oh my god, bro. The JoJo fandom was going crazy when that shit was dropping, bro. I don't think enough people are talking about it.
And were hyped to all of us at one point. Some of these animes had the biggest fall-offs of all time. And I'm not just talking about regular fall-offs like it just died down. Nah. I'm talking about mega drops in animation, story, adding or taking away things that weren't even making sense. They were too focused on making shit simple and beginner-friendly, even though it wasn't that hard to understand anyway. Like, we're not stupid, you know. Some of the fall-offs in anime were so bad, they would have a man crying, bro. I used to tear up at them, I'm not gonna lie. So I thought I'd take it upon myself to show you, man, some of the
Bet. I love this. Yeah, Rising of Shield Hero definitely fell off, bro. I literally just got bored of it.
Anime that just died. And without further introduction, let's jump right in, man. And we're starting with one of the most devastating anime fall-offs of all time, Tokyo Ghoul. This anime was
yeah, that Tokyo School, what's that? Whatever the root squared or whatever the fuck. I don't know what them niggas was thinking, bro. That shit was dookie.
hands down in competition to be known as one of the best anime of all time.
Until they dropped that pie symbol.
The glaze some people had to Tokyo Ghoul was unreal. Everything about this anime was fire.
The emos loved it.
From the story to the characters to the opening I used to bang out 24/7. Unravel is one of the best anime openings of all time. Not to mention the opening almost has 90 million views on YouTube. People know this shit is a banger. The first
look, bro, anime openings used to be like what would make and break animes back in the day, bro. If the you couldn't call the anime legendary if the opening wasn't also legendary.
The season of this anime was amazing. This show had the whole world moving crazy at one point. Shit, I even know guys who used to draw Juzo Suzuki tattoos on their hands. Certain people.
Yeah, I did. I knew somebody who did that. And I remember seeing that, and I was like, "Isn't that from Tokyo Ghoul?" But this is back whenever like it was uncool to like anime in public, so I didn't want to ask them because I didn't want to out myself, bro.
People be going crazy for this show. I'm not gonna lie. But everything in Tokyo Ghoul season 1 was peak. This is one of the few anime I can say that had a flawless season 1 from start to finish. Everything from Kaneki trying to navigate between his new life of becoming a ghoul, go through the motions the entire season from fighting other ghouls and the CCG to navigate.
All of this shit was fire. Whenever he got tortured, bro, it was all fire. And then Root Seed,
and his new powers to all the crazy freaky shit he was doing with Rize. This was class to be watching back in the day. I'm not gonna lie. When I first watched this anime, I was low-key geeking. You had other sick characters like the fine shit Toka, my guy Yomo, the guy and girl who ran both the dog and devil eight gangs in the show. They were out here moving like they were gang members, fam, ready to jump some people.
For real, they were trying to move like the Akatsuki, bro.
But it was crazy. And you also had the weirdo Tsukiyama who was out here feeling differently for Kaneki. Bro couldn't get enough. He was getting high off his blood like a sicko.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
But Tokyo Ghoul really had levels to it. And at the end of season 1, when Kaneki went whitehead and started beating the brakes of Jason, that was one of the most toughest scenes in that
love that
anime. This shit was gas. And you know they were playing the opening when they were boxing as well. And you know it.
Yeah, when him and the owl fought, bro, that was
anime when they start playing the opening when they're about to box, the fight is about to be peak. Black Clover Loki took notes from Tokyo Ghoul here. So as great as season 1 was, when I heard another 2 seasons were coming out, I was getting gassed. I thought this shit was gonna be peak. But this shit was garbage, man. Route A was absolutely mid.
Oh, it was called Route A. That's what it was.
It wasn't horrible, but this shit was definitely a downgrade from the first season. It was more about everybody else than it was about Kaneki. How the hell did they manage to make Kaneki?
Yeah, that's why I couldn't get that, bro. I was like, I don't give a damn about these people.
Like he a side character in his own show. The guy barely got any screen time, and this guy was taking the role of being a nonchalant dreadhead too seriously. Kaneki in most scenes of the anime would just stand there looking at nothing in silence. Bro was saying a whole lot of nothing. The only times Kaneki would say anything was when this guy would be fighting somebody screaming like a whole bug out. Like, how is the MC more silent than everybody else? Make it make sense. Some of the things in this season were unexplained and just weren't making sense if you really think about it.
I think I heard what happened was there wasn't Route A like I think Route A skipped a couple of chapters of the anime, didn't it?
For example, why the hell did Kaneki join Aogiri? Aogiri are the
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Route A had skipped a couple of the chapters of the anime because I don't know why.
Yops. These men are straight up the Ghoul Akatsuki. They kidnapped the guy and tortured him. And then this guy just decides to join them. My guy, are you dumb? And then there were just some characters in the show that were just never given enough depth to who they even were. And when Kaneki was out here fighting a guy named Shachi. Who the hell is Shachi? The guy looks like he belongs in the Spanish soap opera. Why the hell is he in Japan? I was mad confused when Kaneki was fighting him. I didn't know who this guy was. I swear to God.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if I got my information correct, I'm pretty sure Route A skipped a whole bunch of chapters of the manga, and that's why it felt like you didn't know what the fuck was going on.
There was a bunch of random shit that went unchecked this season, but Route A was aight, it was mid. There was a lot of improvements it could have had, but it was an alright show. And there were some fire moments, like Centipede Kaneki, and the whole end bit where the CCG and all the ghouls are having a huge war was a fire moment. And the final scene where Kaneki is carrying Hide and they're playing the opening was a fire scene, I'll be real. But I ain't really got that much problems with Route A. But you see Tokyo Ghoul Re? Tokyo Ghoul Re is complete garbage, bro. This was the reason why Tokyo Ghoul fell off.
Yeah. See, I literally stopped watching at Route A because I was like, dude, what the fuck is going on? I was like, all right, bro, I don't know what y'all doing. And then Tokyo Ghoul Re, bro, I will be honest, I thought it was a spin-off series. I was like, oh yeah, I didn't even watch the second season, so how am I gonna watch the spin-off?
This shit was,
I assumed it was from a character in the second season.
So ass. Half of the things going on in the anime was mad confusing. Like when Armon and the rest of the CCG from the earlier seasons just became ghouls out of nowhere. They did a whole Freaky Friday. This was random as hell, and there was no build up to it. It just happened. The new characters and the whole Queen squad, trash. Characters again had no story to them, so a lot of shit wasn't adding up, I swear down. I used to hate Mitsuki, man. The guy reminded me of Chris from Sonic X, hyper obsessed with Kaneki. The guy stabbed a pregnant lady. You're weird, bro. The only good thing I can remember to come out of Re was Black Reaper Kaneki, and the guy was tough as hell, but he was crashing out differently. As soon as he packed off the
I didn't watch any of this, bro.
one-eyed owl, bro just straight up dashed Tsukiyama off a building, and he was on some timing for 2 episodes. He was a demon. But throughout the whole of Re, a lot of the show was rushed. Wasn't
I ain't gonna lie, you're saying all that, I low-key now want to see it. I want to see just to see this Black Kaneki.
adding up at certain moments. You couldn't justify certain characters' behavior because there wasn't enough story about them, and you were probably just out there thinking what the hell was going on throughout the anime. It just derailed right after the first season and was trash. And just saying, I have not read the manga, but the core people that have read the manga trash the anime. They violate it. They hate on this shit, and I can understand why. Because this show didn't even follow the manga properly. My guy, there's a script for you to follow already. How you
That's what I said. I was right. Yeah, I was right.
fun with the anime? Some people say the Tokyo Ghoul manga is one of the best manga of all time. So why would you go ahead and try and change the anime? That makes no sense. It was already peak fiction. Why would you not follow it? You lot are stupid. Season 1 of
Yo, I like this kid, bro. That's a crazy sentence. That's a crazy sentence. This dude is spitting. That's what I'm gonna say. Oh my god, bro. I feel like I needed to serve the community service for saying that sentence, bro. Nah, like he's talking all this shit about Tokyo Ghoul Re, but now I kind of want to see it just to know what's going on, bro. And I was right. The manga, the anime didn't follow the manga.
Tokyo Ghoul was setting up the anime to be something great and gave me hype, thinking the rest of it would be good, if not better. Then the rest of it came out, and this was just straight up doo-doo. Tokyo Ghoul needs the Full Metal Alchemist treatment and needs a reboot, because the potential of this anime was too high for it just to become some washed out shit later on. It was disheartening. I would never forgive you, man, for butchering this anime. It should have been peak. Now for the next.
Is that what? Same with BESERK 2016. Oh my god. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I legitimately was gonna crash, bro. Whenever I seen that nigga guts across the screen, yo, I was about to crash, bro. I want the Black Swordsman arc animated so badly, and we just can't get it. We can't.
Anime that has a criminal fall off. We gotta talk about The Promised Neverland, because I
haven't even watched season 2, bro, and I'm not gonna lie, I usually try to check stuff out and formulate my own opinions, bro, but literally everybody who I knew that watched this show said, bro, don't even bother watching season 2. You know what I'm saying? And it's always bothered me that I never did, because I feel like, damn, I just did what people told me what to do. But I keep on seeing But even in retrospect, you know what I'm saying? Even because you know how sometimes a couple years goes by and people were like, we were kind of hating on this. No, nigga. A couple years have gone by and people are still saying, no, this thing was ass. And now I don't even want to take the time to check it out, bro.
It's down. The second season of this show was horrible. Anyone that's seen the first season will tell you that
it was legendary.
Low-key a masterpiece. So I don't understand how a team of people just decide to completely blow the anime the next season. They rushed it just so they could finish the anime quickly. They cut out whole arcs like the Goldie Pond arc just so they could cut to the end of the show, which made huge holes in the show and made less things make sense. The emotion was lacking.
See, I'm kind of glad I'm not watching it. It cut out whole arcs.
And once again, I'm no manga reader, but when a majority of people collectively come together to say the manga before the anime adaptation was peak, why would studios cut out the best parts of the manga? This just reminds me of Boruto and why the Boruto anime is ass. They longed it out with a bunch of anime canon, which is basically just filler.
I didn't, bro. Literally, I only go back to Boruto to watch the non-filler content because when it's non-filler, it's fire. But like I think Boruto literally had 100 episodes of straight non-canon filler. I seen a clip of Sasuke fighting a dinosaur gang. There was no hope. There was no hope.
And they were out here milking this shit, only giving you a canon episode every 30 episodes.
Yeah.
Why would you not stick to the manga? It makes no sense. The arcs they skipped in the Promised Neverland would be like skipping major parts in anime. You just don't do that. Why would you cut these out knowing these add to the context, developing the story more? It made no sense to even cut it out. These man just wanted to jump to the end so quick. You might as well have not made the anime in the first place if that was what you were going to do. The disappointment of the anime community.
That's crazy. Literally, bro. Like, I want to go check out Tokyo Ghoul Re, but I still don't even want to check out the Promised Neverland season 2.
You need to go from the Promised Neverland.
Because everybody I've ever seen, everybody I've ever met that's ever watched Promised Neverland has literally told me, do not watch season 2.
It's like the disappointment Pacer fans got to OKC winning the championship. This was just sad as hell to be seen. In less than 5 episodes in season 2, they're recapping season 1, which is fair enough. You know, some people probably haven't seen the first season in a minute, so I mean that's valid.
But 5 episodes in, like.
But why did they recap season 2 as well? That makes no sense. We just saw that. It's like thinking that people watching the anime are a bunch of babies moving like the Rugrats. What kind of demeanor?
Oh, hell no. Bro, that's the worst type of filler, bro. Whenever it's just chibi, like whenever it's just chibi versions of the characters, like pretending to watch a slideshow of the best moments. Nigga, I am not. One Piece pisses me off so bad when they do that. Like we didn't just watch it 3 episodes ago. Oh my god, bro.
This stupid crap is that? And the jump from episode 4 to 5 is insane. In episode,
like, imagine waiting an entire week for an anime just to tell you what happened last week. Oh my god, bro. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I'd rather you just give me a filler episode instead of just doing a bullshit recap episode, bro. Like, oh my god.
Before when they're trying to escape the hideout, 1 episode later, there's a whole time skip. Why? Where did this come from? There was no knowledge to this, nothing to be applied to this. Somebody clicked their fingers and a time skip happened. What does this mean?
Wow.
And regarding the manga, they were taking the piss out of it in the anime. When Norman came back, the guy basically was spewing a bunch of shit that happened in the manga because the studios were just defo too lazy to animate any of this shit. So they were out here thinking that we would understand everything that went on in the manga just because that guy spent time talking about it. The laziness and low
crazy.
Effort here needs to be
lazy Larry is insane.
This is what you don't do when you make an anime. This show was so bad. I thought it was a bad dream. I thought the whole thing felt like a plot twist. It was criminal to watch, man. I'm solely an anime watcher and I'm saying this shit was so bad I could barely get through it. And I didn't even know the same things that people who read the manga know. That's crazy.
Jeez.
The whole season felt like a punishable crime. They really thought we'd
That's crazy, bro.
be satisfied with a PowerPoint presentation as an ending. I'm actually gonna punch the studio in the face.
What? What? Not the Blue Lock season 2 treatment.
I swear down. Who greenlit this shit? That's insane. If they put the time, effort, resources, and whatever else you have to put in to make an anime great, this could have been one of the best anime of all time. I'm talking about an easy top 10. But instead of doing that, instead of following what was written already, they decided to cut and completely change everything. No one rates season 2. I swear, you might as well throw it in the bin. This shit was garbage. I know certain people who cried at the second season from the quality drop, not following the canon story from the manga, which is what even got this popular enough to be an anime in the first place. Which doesn't even make any sense the more you think about it. It's like I said,
yeah, there's literally no reason to do that, bro.
With Tokyo Ghoul, why would you not follow what made it popular enough to become an anime in the first place? I swear, man,
like it's literally like a layup in the story writing that you just messed up, bro. It's a layup in the storyboarding that you just messed up.
No, adding up here. This has to be one of the most famous devious fumbles in anime history. The Promised Neverland had one of the best first seasons of all time. I'd go as far as to say it was perfection. It was gas and had certain people going psycho over it. And as soon as you get to season,
you couldn't get away from it, bro. It was one of those things where, like, if people list their top 5 current favorite animes, niggas would always sneak in Promise Neverland.
It just makes me want.
Same thing with Made in Abyss, bro. Except Made in Abyss didn't have a fall off, but it's one of those ones where when you say that, like real anime watchers be like, oh yeah, he got good taste.
To end everything. I hated this shit, man. And now onto my final pick of today's video. And this anime could have been revolutionary and had so much potential. This could have been a definite top anime. And was one of the toughest pieces of media to come out until it fell off after a short while. This show was so tough. You be doing the signature movie with your friends because it was hella mainstream.
Hella mainstream. What anime is he talking about? Signature move with your best friend and went hella mainstream.
And it had some people geeking for the next seasons. And the anime I'm talking about is 7 Deadly Sins, cause
oh mama. Oh mama. That nigga was not lying. I don't know what happened. Somebody must have gotten kidnapped mid storyboarding, bro. I remember watching that Escanor and Meliodas fight, nigga. I turned off the anime, dude. I closed the episode. That is one of, when that, dude. The 7 Deadly Sins had such a huge fan base, bro. Like, it was one of them. And then it quickly went from being one of them to one of them that gets clowned on.
this show could have been something. 7 Deadly Sins had the chance to be one of the greatest anime of this decade. And I ain't even trying to glaze it here. This shit at the time was the best Netflix original anime ever put out.
That was when Netflix was still on its run for putting out Netflix originals that were gas.
First season of this show was amazing. The scene where Meliodas grabbed Giltha in the spit and was getting dragged along with it, the animation and the straight tough moment Meliodas had during this scene in itself.
Whenever that first time Meliodas used full counter, bro, dude,
that was amazing. When I saw this, I thought this was about to become one of the best anime of all time. This shit was tough as hell. The whole of the first season was great. The fight scenes were class. The story of bringing together the 7 Deadly Sins to fight the Holy Knights was tough as hell, and the animation was clear. And then when you get to season 2, the show just elevated heavy.
Dude, when they introduced Escanor, the commandments, all of this was gas.
Commandments were one of the toughest anime groups I've ever seen. My goat, the aura farmer Escanor came in and made his appearance, and he was smoking the hell out of people like
bro, because it was gas because they were hinting at, there were so many points where they were hinting at how powerful Escanor was. They'd be like and like the whole time you're watching the first season, you realize, damn, so Escanor, so the other sin isn't gonna be here. Like y'all gassing him up.
Galen and Estarossa, and when he had that one stare down with Estarossa was a class moment. The anime used to be fire. But then, ladies and gentlemen, the movie happened, and right after the movie, this anime became dog shit. The animation became some of the worst things I've ever seen.
Dude, I don't want to talk about it, bro. I don't want to talk about it, bro. That Meliodas and Escanor fight scene, bro. I will never forgive them for that. My
entire life, shit looked so bad. I thought it was made by a 5-year-old, but they.
Who made this, bro? Yo, who the hell drew this, bro?
But they were actual real scenes in the anime. Fight scenes in the show weren't hitting the same no more because
oh my god, look at this damn, oh my god, bro.
The animation. They censored blood by making it white, and the story deadass had a lot of weird Guna moments to it. Like, Elena and Bond is not legal, twin. This ain't normal. She looked like a kid. What are you doing? And
yeah.
Meliodas and Elizabeth's curse is some of the weirdest things I've ever seen. Bro is holding her.
Bro, Meliodas, I could not stand him, bro. He turned into a whiny little emo bitch, bro. I could not stand his ass.
As a baby and saying, "Don't touch my woman." What's he talking about here? He was out here moving like his middle name was Diddy. What an absolute sicko. But the irony in 7 Deadly Sins being bad is the fact that it still somehow got stuff dropping for it. They got a whole game coming out for it. Still had seasons coming out after the downfall with some.
Yeah. It had so much money behind it. That's how good the first 2 seasons were.
He asked 3D animation. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how the hell it's still going. That's shocking to even be thinking about. But the 7 Deadly Sins fall off needs to be examined. This anime, when it first came out, became so popular in a short amount of time, and for what it is, I thought it was gonna be one of the best new gens to come out. I mean, I'll be honest, the fan service was always a problem. Meliodas was moving crazy.
Yeah, that nigga had no guilt whatsoever about what he's doing.
The first few seasons, but this anime at one point was mad popular and people would love talking about it, but they wasted it. It just dragged on with a half-assed story, the animation capability of a 2-year-old with crayons, and dead ass just a bunch of weird things going on in the anime. I probably would have dropped it eventually because some of the characters were moving too weird, but if the story stayed consistent, the animation didn't change, and they removed some of the weird moments in the show, this possibly could have been a top 10. I don't think that's crazy to say.
I fell off like halfway through the 3rd season, bro, because literally it was I literally stopped after the Escanor and Meliodas fight, bro. Once I got there, I was like, dude, that was like unfulfilling, bro.
But these are some of the anime with the heaviest fallouts I could think of. I mean, there's a million more, but that would just take hours.
Oh, Sword Art Online, bro. We can't. Oh my god, bro. Sword Art Online went from being one of like the most creative anime to one of the most like universally used as like the standard for Dookie. Like, I've never seen an anime go from like being one of them to being like, if your anime gets compared to Sword Art Online, like that's like saying something bad about it. Like that's crazy, dude.
I'll be honest with you guys, I ain't got hours because the UK heatwave is burning me alive. It's 1,000,000 degrees outside and cribs in the UK are the
skill issue, gang. Blame the RNG.
designed to keep heat in. Even opening your window and using a fan isn't gonna save you. I gotta take 5 showers a day to just not be musty. My ass cheeks are melting through the chair. It's insane. Oh, we're going off track here. I meant to say something. Thank you for 20,000. I appreciate all the love and all the
Hell yeah, man. You deserve all the support that you get, bro. This is a really good ass video. I love that, bro. Hell yeah.